you how I should proceed, okay?
Okay. With a heavy heart implies someone died, no?
No, but it's someone that I care about and is a friend and has been very good to me for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the past he was like my sole supporter. It involved the chief of police, Kyle Pratt.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I don't know if this is one of those things where you kind of go with the flow and, you know, sometimes, you know, certain situations you got to read the room type of situation. But it was a big crazy director. So I go to Vespuchi because I want to talk to the Pinga Frias because the Pinga Fria died recently and I just wanted to see if I can get some information on a murder. When I go over there, there's already LSPD over there, and I guess there was like some sort of fight. EMS is over there, Gravy's over there, and while I'm talking to Osvaldo on the side with Gravy, Chief Pratt shows up, and while he's over there, a girl named Hazel points a gun at him, and there's like a standoff. So McNulty, who was also there, pulls out a gun. I pull out a gun to make sure, you know, the chief is safe. We get the girl to put down the gun. As soon as she lowers the gun, you know, the chief pulls out his gun and just smokes her, for lack of better words. Okay. The guns are down. After this happens, EMS is already on site. They like treat the person. They take him to the hospital, and there's really no like sense of urgency, like evidence, all of that. Like seems like nothing matters. You know, the bullets on the ground, the casings, like someone just got shot. Now, I'm talking to the chief, who is obviously a superior. He's the Grand Chief of Police. And I was telling him I was here to investigate because a Magnum, a revolver gun, is what killed Carlos Pingafria. And I wonder if the gun that girl was holding was a revolver, and they said it was. He said, I wish like we could, you know, verify. So he said, come with me. He called her, and she was leaving the hospital. And then we pulled up to, you remember Old Burger Shot?
Yes.
Okay. So we go to Old Burger Shot. She pulls up, and then we like hold him up like we're two like gangbangers. Like, hands up right now. Give me the gun. Give me the gun. I'm gonna fucking shoot you. So they just hand the gun over, and then we just get in the car and we leave, while the girl's like crying in hysterics. And
wait. So in the first situation, she had a gun, right?
See.
Was she charged?
No, nothing happened. We just like shot them and they went to be treated. It was like the chief said like we're outnumbered. There's like a bunch of them. There's only like a few of us. It'll turn into a crazy situation if we try to do something. So we're just gonna let it pass. And at the end of the day, they're clowns. You know, with clowns, these things are a bit different. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was there to investigate a murder that happened several days ago of a Pinga Fria. So we were.
And
at
y'all
Osvaldo's
took the gun
house.
without detainment reason?
Say again.
Sorry, continue.
Okay, so the EMS takes them to the hospital. It was two people that got shot. It was the girl Hazel and then a guy named Kirk Yerkum. He tried to like attack.
Is that the first time or the second time?
This is the first time.
Okay.
This all happening at Vespuchi Beach. Like Donnie's over there too, and someone who's running for like office. There was a lot of people there. A lot. It was like a big scene.
So you know Osvaldo is currently being held?
Yeah.
And okay.
I found out like it was all happening at his like house. Okay. Now, so the girl pulls out a gun on Kyle. She lowers the gun. Kyle shoots her, and then another guy tries to run up on Kyle. He gets shot down by either McNulty or Kyle himself. It happened so fast. So they're both taken to an ambulance, and they're carted out to the hospital. And then like we just move on. Okay, well, I still wanted to conduct my investigation, and I'm kind of scratching my head how things are happening here. And I tell him, like, I'm very curious about that gun. That could have been the murder weapon because it was a revolver. He said, okay, let's go get it. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
that's
we call them to a burger shot in Vespuchi, the parking lot.
How much time has elapsed between that, that first incident and the second one?
Like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It's like they get shot, they go to the hospital, and then we call them as they're leaving the hospital. So now they're coming. I'm thinking, okay, we'll like sit them down, we'll like interrogate them and say, hey, listen, like, okay, we'll go easy. Tell us where you got the gun from. Maybe we can like source who's sourcing these revolvers. That's what I'm thinking. And find out if one of the revolvers, went to the murderer. Well, they pull up Kirk and the girl. And immediately, like, hands up right now, both of you, hands up right now. They put their hands up, like, puts the gun in her fucking mouth. And she like sobbing. I'm kind of like just standing there like fucking frozen. You know what I felt like? I felt like Ethan Hawke from Training Day. That's what I feel like.
Oh, where like he
This
doesn't
guy,
know
like,
what's
Denzel
happening
Washington,
and he's just like,
this is like
what
he's
the
my
fuck?
He's the chief of police. Like, no, this is how you get shit done. I'm teaching you, Coyote. He like teaching me.
Yeah.
She gives the revolver and then they just fuck off. And then we leave. We go to MRPD to test the
Can you
ballistics.
positively ID her?
I don't know. It's like maybe if she was to start sobbing again. I know for a fact it was Hazel.
Yeah, but
Associated with the Pinga Frias.
so what I'm trying to establish is so kind of like what we went through in Academy, right? Like I'm playing back in my mind what the grounds of taking the gun is. Now, some of these answers are obvious, right? Like you asked for a gun, she gave it to you, right? Willfully.
But she did because we're gonna fucking kill her. That's what we were telling her.
Oh, fucking goddamn it.
You know how Kyle is. Right now, give it up. I'm gonna blow
I
your
actually
fucking
don't
brains
know
out.
because I sort of like, I became like very quickly. God fucking damn it.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Okay,
Here's
so
the
now
thing.
you have the gun. All right.
So we get the gun. Now I want to go and test the ballistics to see if the casings match the murder weapon from 3 days ago. So we fire a round or two outside, and then we go check the forensics. It's not that gun. So he goes, take all of that. Don't worry about it. And he just grabbed all the evidence. And there's like not a report. There's nothing. And I don't know if I was just complicit in a crime or not. It didn't feel right, like what was happening.
Wait, what do you mean he took the evidence?
Jeez, I'll take care of this.
So he's probably going to put a report up, no?
What
I
if
don't
there
know.
is no
I understand where you're going with this.
I just don't.
And-
Like,
and
I
this
want to do
does
the
sound-
right thing. You told me he's going on his corrupt arc, and it breaks my heart. but,
Wait,
like,
what? Wait, oh my God.
yeah, that's what you told me 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. I did.
Yeah, you told me that.
Okay. I thought you... That is true. I did say that. I thought you... For a minute there, I thought you meant he said that as he took that.
No. You say that. And
I did
look,
say that.
I'm just thinking about like everything.
Maybe
that happened.
that's why he was extra nice to me. Today was very strange. He was normal.
Like the
When
evidence
did-
from like the evidence and stuff is in the like I threw some away and he took the gun.
You throw away the evidence?
He told me to put it in the trash at the MRPD.
No, you never throw... What?
I'm telling you, everything feels so weird. Now I know as a marshal, one of our duties is to investigate corruption, and I really like Kyle, but like the job comes first, no matter what. I feel like if I ride with him again, we're gonna do something 10 times crazier. And he always wants to like me to go with him, and
He's trying to replace me with you.
he's been trying to push me for a long time.
Feel free to take that. I gotta...
No, that's yours.
Huh?
Look at it. Go pull out your phone.
No, I don't. Unless... Nope. It's not mine.
No, 100% it's not mine. Is there someone in the trunk? Hold on a second.
Hello?
It's not my phone. I'm telling you 100% it's not my phone.
What the fuck?
The last call I got was like 2 hours ago from Shibel.
Mine was an hour ago.
What the fuck is just happening?
Incoming 1 hour ago.
Outgoing 2 hours ago. Mine.
Maybe someone's like power gaming?
No, it's probably like a broken phone in a bush or something.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a terrible way to be exposed.
That's why I said it like that, because then they'll get nervous.
See? So like, what I do now? Do
Well,
I just...
first, let's go change this car.
Okay. Where should I go? You know what we should do? We should drive straight into the ocean and jump out last thing.
Oh my god. Listen, man, we're dealing with faceless. Let's get rid of this shit. Actually, maybe not, because what if there is someone in it and then...
And then they're dead? They're dead?
Yeah.
Like, I feel terrible, you know? I feel like a moral dilemma, but like I say, I have to do what I have to do.
There's a lot of history, right? So first, let me say, the trouble that I have recently is the balance of doing things right in light of a lot of sheer incompetence. And this could be incompetence at play. And you are surrounded by a different caliber of law enforcement right now. This is not to say that there aren't members of, you know, of local law that aren't capable, but there's a lot more. A lot of people have given up, Coyote, right? So things like throwing away evidence has become normalized, well, like months and months ago, even before Pred was around, right? And you know the saying, monkey see, monkey do.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it acceptable, but that's the environment right now. I would recommend the following. I would make a report, state marshal report, with your best retelling, and just as a safety net for you, right? So that, and this is how I handle it. This, you know, I've dealt with situations like this before. I'll write my report, and then in good faith, you should let him know, like, hey, I put up a report for that incident. Could you put the evidence in it? Right?
He told me not to. He told me just to forget about everything.
Like, how much of everything?
Just like, tell him the chief got it and they'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. So what do I do?
You put up the report. And I hate to tell you this, Coyote, but he's not your boss. He's in many ways your subordinate. You're a state marshal. You're not local PD. And while I'm not saying don't listen to him on a scene-related thing, right? Rather, you have to understand that it is your duty to let him know what the correct thing is and let him try to correct it, right? I don't necessarily believe, just based on what you've told me, that how do I put this? with the amount of dumb shit that happens in the city, Coyote, this can fall into ignorance and dumb shit, but it doesn't mean that you have to do the wrong thing, nor does it mean you need to go down to the extreme either, right? So what no one can make you do is do the wrong thing, and the wrong thing would be not putting a report up, right? And making note of who has it, and that puts the ball in his court and becomes his choice at that stage. Now, does that kind of make sense?
No, absolutely. What? Like, I'm a little traumatized the way he like put the gun in the chica's mouth and like fucking made her.
In her mouth? Not just
like,
at her? Like, put the gun in the mouth.
She's like sobbing on her knees, and he's like, "Give us the fucking gun right now, or we're gonna blow your fucking brain out," like that. I'm telling you, this guy is on his. It was like Denzel Washington. I felt like the white boy from Training Day. You know, and I was thinking, like, I wonder, like, next time I go with him, what else I'm gonna see?
I feel like the story keeps getting worse as you're saying it. Like the little details, like, you know,
beach?
gun at them. Like, I have this problem where I try to look at the good, right? Or like, you know, play devil's advocate.
He's
but
like
at a certain point,
getting results.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna murder somebody, look. So some of this, I wasn't there, right? But if you believe someone has something like illegal, right? Like in this case, you can detain them. You can detain them at gunpoint if you can articulate that they're like, I would not handle it the way that he did, simply because you're sort of skirting so much in the gray area that you're sort of opening yourself up. Even if, let's say, some of this stuff can be articulated around, right? I'm trying to sidestep the moral dilemma for a minute. The thing is, though, you'd have to really be ready to articulate all of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, even if she put the gun down, I would argue that it's not necessarily excessive force unless she, like, if there was still a belief she was an active threat, right?
No. The second time she never had a chance to pull out her gun.
No. I understand. I'm just kind of going through the steps.
Definitely.
But the problem then becomes that on that second occasion, did you have the right to stop her if she was within your detainment, right? She was in your custody and she was released with that evidence. That sort of throws away the good faith of the first encounter. Does that make you see where I'm going? What I mean by that?
Okay, go on. Can you finish the?
That second point, you could lean on, and I'm running on hypothetical here, right? I'm trying to lean on like good faith, like maybe this is not as bad as it might have been because I wasn't there. Is that second time? Now he's aware. Oh wait, she had a revolver. Oh fuck, I forgot to grab the revolver. And then she was detained. She wasn't shot the second time, right?
No, not at all.
So at that point, she gave you the gun, but once again, you're kind of in this situation where, well, then why wasn't she properly arrested?
Would we even be able to use? Let's say that was the murder weapon. Would I even be able to use that in court?
You can, but you're gonna be on the back foot, right? Because if I was an attorney, I'd be like, well, if you truly believe that she had a gun at the time of detainment, why was she not arrested? Right? And you could attempt to make like a half-ass effort to sort of argue, you know, around it, but you're sort of trying to build a foundation on top of like thin ice, right? That ice could just shatter.
Okay. So technically, him being a very, adept, experienced police officer, he could have very well articulated all his actions in court.
You can articulate anything in court. It doesn't mean you're going to be successful, though.
But he could have been able, in this case, to do it successfully.
I don't necessarily think so.
Unless
I mean, it
was
sounds
to
like there was a
him.
lot of bad faith that was applied throughout this. And I'm leaning on some level of courtesy and assuming that this is just some dumb shit. Especially with Osvaldo in the mix.
You see, there's clowns too. That's why. But you know what I was thinking is,
It doesn't mean it's right, by the way, right? For me, the more concerning bit is you being told to forget about it, which means not to make a report on something, because at the end of the day, if tomorrow, my concern is you should protect yourself, and the protection is that you write the reports, right? You don't want to get into a position where this bill gets flipped your way. Which is like, you know, tomorrow Osvaldo goes and makes a complaint, and now all of a sudden you have to answer for why you didn't do your job, right? Why didn't you, Coyote, right, put this in? And the possibility of, you have to understand, Pred's gonna put Pred first. He's gonna. I've known him longer than anyone. I am the closest individual in the city to him, probably, right? Unless Forehead still is gang leader, I don't fucking know. But he will even throw me under the bus. Ain't nobody gonna safe from being thrown under the bus. So if he gets the heat, you going down first, right? And you don't want to get put in a position where you're getting fucked because of his actions.
may I go again on other like rides with him?
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm not gonna tell you not to hang out with someone. What the hell?
I don't know. I feel like every time I ride with him, it's gonna get progressively crazier and crazier.
I mean, that's your choice, right? I'm not your dad, right? No offense. I don't mean that in an offensive way, but
I don't see it.
you know, like I ain't gonna tell people not to ride with people. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
You know what I was thinking? I was starting to think if this guy truly is has become corrupt. Shouldn't
you monitor him?
Exactly.
I mean, up to you. Look, I don't believe in. The only time I, as a director, am gonna like step in on something is if, like, for example, the actions that you're taking due to, I don't know, some classified file might affect another investigation you may not be aware of, or you may be doing something that is strategically bad in a bigger investigation. But if you want to, whether you choose to investigate him or not investigate him, that's your choice.
I feel like if he catches me like with a wire, he'd fucking shoot me on the spot.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
Can I guess what it is?
Go ahead.
Because he told me something about you.
Okay.
Said you turned the EMS worker into a suicide bomber.
No. That was Veronica Mars, the deputy mayor. We actually joked about me strapping a bomb to her and sending her into City Hall after what Grayson did. Yeah, her and I are on really good terms.
But did you in the past strap bombs into her and have her go kaboom?
Nope. Long time ago, during the Sanguine War, I built up a case for effectively invading a country who was eating our civilians, shipping weapons, etc., etc. Pred at this point had joined a gang known as the Besties. Or not of the Besties. Fuck. Wait, what gang did he join? I don't know. He became a common criminal. And he became a terrorist. Fast forward, Rooster's Rest, which used to be a restaurant up here, was getting literally carpet bombed like 5 days a week. Or 5 days, no, 5 times a day. What am I saying? Helicopters, rocket launchers, and civilians were just getting dumped on, and these dumb fucks were like, but they're taking out their pistols and they're protecting themselves. why aren't the cops like arresting them for defending themselves because they don't have a gun license while we're dumping fucking rocket-propelled grenades at the building? It was brain dead. But anyways, fast forward, right? They had blown up the police departments, killed the chief of police, etc., etc. And so we invaded. A huge operation. A lot of mistakes along the way, including but not limited to keeping the details to a select few instead of letting the public know for the reasons for the war. It's a complete PR disaster from that aspect, especially when there were civilians ready to go to war and there was people in the PD that did not want to. So just poorly handled from the administrative front, but you know, sometimes you don't get a choice with that. As we invaded, we're talking helicopters, fucking fighter jets, ships, you name it. We had lost dozens, hundreds of individuals, as did they, and casualties mounted up as we made our way to a villa. The villa where that was like their home base, a location in which, you know, their leaders were. And we got into a stalemate. Now, I want you to imagine a villa with a, like, you know, those old catacombs, like mausoleums, you know?
See.
And it was directly under the villa, and there was one staircase in, one staircase out, like on both ends. The stairs went down into the entrance of this mausoleum or catacomb, whatever you want to call it. However, it was like, it led to what we call a kill box, right? A singular hallway that if you were to, you know, the moment you peek it, you'll have like 10 guns trained on you. We had about a 2-hour stalemate. And the individuals inside, and mind you, there's casualties outside dying on both sides. And inside this catacomb are maybe a dozen, 2 dozen law enforcement, but even their own casualties. And they began to run out of food. And they started to eat people.
What?
Yeah. Forehead being one of them, actually. I remember the phone call. And Kyle Pred. That instead of surrendering, they were willing to eat not only their own, but our own. All the while people were dying around us. And many people died in that war. So we were sort of left in a bit of a situation. At which point the senator made the decisive decision that they were going to, because the people inside were looking for, wanted to bring in medical. And they'd already shown multiple signs of bad faith, right? They were negotiating on bad faith. Terms kept breaking. So his idea was that he wanted to bring in a EMS to give them medical treatment, patch them up a bit. But in doing so, she was going to slide a C4 under one of the bodies. And that was so the senator got on radio and asked for a volunteer. Now, mind you, this wasn't EMS. These were combat medics. You might hear the Veronica from the Raiders, I believe it's called, and her stories. But the old chief of EMS actually, on her own volition prior to this, while the war was getting set up, wanted to sign up her combat medics to be armed with weapons. In fact, at this point, with us having about like maybe 20 people left, half of them were EMS with AK-47s, ones that they scavenged off the ground, holding the angles. But so he called for a volunteer on radio, and Veronica chimed in, and she agreed to plant the bomb. There was no threat. There was no anything. She understood very clearly that this was effectively a life or death situation. Do many die? Or, do we get these people out? And this was sort of the only option, and she went with it. But as she walked in, a very... I don't know how to put this into words. Do you remember Conan Clarkson?
See, I remember him.
He had really good intuition. And so he manufactured the bomb going from her pocket to her body, despite its visibility, and decided to shoot her in the head. His X-ray vision was really good. And then began to proselytize that that the bomb was strapped to her body. To which she begrudgingly, due to just peer pressure, sort of feigned a defense against, right? Because you have to understand that when she had gotten out of the hospital, she was surrounded by, the demand for her to sort of accept that story.
So she was coerced into saying that you ordered her to go in kamikaze?
I never made the decision. It was the senator.
Why did they say you did it?
Because Conan Clarkson decided to threaten the entire war by coming on duty and making negotiations with their terrorist leader for a scooter. And despite multiple warnings, he kept trying to exchange information and jeopardize the entire war for a scooter. To which I put him inside prison at the behest of, I believe, Richard Dark ? So he was shakingly angry with me because I will make the hard decision if necessary. And I did blow up his scooter and send him a photo. But, there's not really much more to it.
Interesting.
But I shortly thereafter, you'll learn something about me. I'm the kind of guy that I'll only defend myself so many times before I flip the script. So I started accepting it myself and saying, yeah, I strapped a bomb on that bitch and kicked her into a den full of terrorists.
Oh, you doubled down on the falsehood.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Just like I killed Richard Dark's kid. Named a park after him.
What's the park called?
Cody Sharp Memorial Park. It's the one across from the marshal's office.
Interesting. Yeah, I was starting to wonder, is that what I have to be? I gotta sometimes kick a guy in the balls, set him on fire to is that like the mode of operandi, in Los Santos to go far?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, the director is trapping kamikazes. This guy's shoving pistols in someone's mouth, getting evidence, and then just fucking chucking him when it's not what we're looking for.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know. You should never have to do those things, right? Just as I didn't strap a bomb to her, but people are gonna make up narratives.
That's what I was thinking in that moment.
What were you thinking? Oh, I see.
No, I was like, is this what I gotta become?
No, of course not. Those things have never been necessary. Look, I'll build you a little bit more context, right? Fred gave me a call earlier today. Oddly cooperative. And I say oddly cooperative in the sense that that hasn't been the mode he's been in when it comes to the marshals in general. He's been trying to pick a fight just off anything, right? But I think he called me today and he said that he thinks his job is done. And as he did prior, Fred's been like this. He's always been a bit unhinged, but he's been more unhinged this time around, right? And in the past, the story I was actually going to tell you, that was not it, right? That's just a fabrication. The story I was actually going to tell you is a long time ago. Look, there was a lot of things him, me, and the late Gunner used to do. But oftentimes what would happen is Fred would do something crazy and we'd get pulled into it. For example, he had a problem with someone named Kiki Pendragon, who is the wife of our captain, ? And he got drunk one day on duty and decided to ocean dump her. And I remember getting a phone call while he's drunk and he said, I don't remember if he shot her or stabbed her, but ended up dumping her into the ocean. And then had me pick her up, and as we're driving, he told us what we did. Now, at the time...
Is he your superior in this moment?
I don't remember. I think so. And at the time, I didn't fully believe it, right? But I did. I was sort of like 50-50 on it. And, you know, as reality began to set in, I tried to save my friend. And so I recommended we pretend we were in a shootout.
Ay, director.
And that, you know, we have Gunner act like he just got shot, but it was actually us who shot him. You know, to give us an alibi, effectively, because, like, who's going to question, like, oh, man, they just got shot. Like, you know, let me...
You guys like planted the weapons and did all that?
No, there was no one there. We just fired a bunch of shots. I don't remember exactly. It was so long ago.
What I mean is there was evidence to support your claim, tangible physical evidence.
Yeah, we manufactured it. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've done in my past. We're talking like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I was a very different person back then.
Was it better back then?
Yeah, because there was only 3 of us that used to be corrupt. Now it's everybody. Because back then when I shot a stripper in the pussy because she wanted it, and
Director, come on.
Oh no. Yeah. I used to get shot up by Chang Gang all the time. I couldn't. I had, you know, you have to understand, it was me, Sam Bass, and like one other shift too, dealing with Chang Gang shooting us all the time. I would get kidnapped like twice a week, and I'd get pit between the PD and them. Where
what department were you in then?
There's only one department, the LSPD. BCSO was pretty much non-existent at the time, and every day they used to kidnap me because I could talk, and the others would just beep beep boop boop, for lack of a different word. So when, you know, they tried to communicate to the PD, who would just give them the, well, you're just a gangster responses, you know, sometimes they'd lean on me to try to send the message, right, in an odd way, in good faith. And you know what that would turn into? It'd be like, Brian, why did you get kidnapped by Chang Gang? And I'm like, are you fucking... Why would I get myself kidnapped? It was like my kidnappings were an inconvenience. It was bad. I was bullied, Coyote.
When
in fact, you know what the worst one was?
Ain't nobody bully you. Come on.
Oh my God, you have no idea what I dealt with.
No way. No one
You
can
would
bully
not
you.
believe. You know, one time, there's a gang called the Lean Boys, and they had taken a Sam Squanch. I don't know if you've ever seen one. It's like a.
Is that like a it was like right after GameCube it came out? The GameCube Nintendo?
No, it was like a. It was like a fucking like Yeti, almost.
You mean like an animal?
Yeah, like an animal, and it was like a beast. I don't know. It come from Humane Labs.
Oh yeah, I know that Sam Squatch. See.
And now a lot of this I didn't find out till afterwards, but the story goes like Ellie Dono had taken it in and called it like Apevon or something, and this thing was attacking civilians in the streets, like literally just going enraged on them. And as law enforcement, right, I responded to those attacks to try to do something about it. And, you know, and the PD, you're not going to believe this. You ready?
I'm ready. Tell me.
Would get mad that I didn't skip it and pretend it wasn't happening while people were 911ing and, you know, but it was a very different time. They were mad that I was responding to civilians getting attacked and just not ignoring it. And it got so bad.
That doesn't even make sense, though.
Oh, listen, there was not a good time back then. And I want to give you an idea that 40 people at the end of this saga were over at the Humane Labs trying to fix him, the animal. And they're driving up to me. They're like, oh, we're going over there. I don't know. Something's going on. And people are saying on radio, they're like, what are you doing? Don't go up there. Like, what do you mean? There's 40 of them. Like, we're here to protect these people. And I had to tell everyone to stop. I had to pull a Men in Black. And then for the next 3 years, I was told I ruined the PD because of that incident.
Some of these sounds so bizarre. It's a little hard to follow.
Look, a lot of these fucktards aren't around anymore, so good. Thank fucking God.
But listen, sometimes it's good to have some fucktards in the mix.
No, trust me, no. Listen, listen. You didn't want no cops who look at someone getting fucking attacked, and you're like, well, you know what? Let's not actually go help them.
Well, I feel a great sense of relief now. Talking with you about the coyote thing, I didn't know if I was complicit in like a fucking crazy crime today.
I think you're complicit as long as
no report is made.
Yeah, you shouldn't not put the report in. You know.
Okay, I'll make a marshal report.
Yeah. I would put a regular one up too, just like, hey, this is what I noticed. I'd still put in the report. And, this lets, your superiors, the other marshals that look after you, aware of what you're doing, and then put a report up. And I don't think this is that deep, really, given who's involved.
To put a report in? Like, I have to put an LSPD reporting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're not allowed to, not report things. Because at the end of the day, it's not a problem unless the person, the victim, makes it a problem, right? Does that make sense? Your
phone is ringing again, by the way.
Yeah, I think my shit's broken now. I might have to take a nap or something.
Okay, well, you answered my question, I guess. Share me a whole
the,
bunch.
the way that I like to approach things is that unless the victim is making a complaint, your obligation sort of ends at the report, right? Because some things happen in this city that are sort of just accepted by the victim in an odd way. Like some people don't give a shit they got shot. It's the reality we live in. And so it's just, you know, it's not on us to be the, you know, we don't have to go out of our way to, you know, make them care.
Sí.
Yeah, back then, Coyote, like when I shot that stripper in the pussy, she was moaning.
Oh, stop.
And then I'm not even kidding. And then her fiance walked in. She's like, "Oh my God, what are you?" And then she passed out at the sound of her voice. Got suspended for 30 days.
You got suspended?
Yeah, I mean, I mag dumped her with a M4.
Who was it?
That's how I used to get over all the bloody thoughts, you know? I had demons. It was like a stress relief. You know, I
So
used to get shot all day.
And then you used to go to the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
and I would
decided
pay
to
the
shoot one of this.
No, it was a thing. I paid them so I could shoot them. It's going on for weeks.
This is crazy. No, you didn't. I'm gonna
I did.
ignore this.
Listen, back then the bullets didn't hit as hard. You know what I mean?
Who is the stripper's name? Or I guess there was a
lot of them. Yep.
There was a circulation.
Yep. I would piss on them too. I was the VIP.
Nah, I don't want to hear this R. Kelly bullshit.